Hey everybody, it's Zepha, and here's my third video of all the war zones in Star Wars: The Old Republic. It's Civil War this time, and as I said last video, this is my favorite war zone because it's I don't know, it feels very competitive, and I always liked Arathi Basin in WoW, and I always like capture the point kind of games. But give a basic overview of Civil War and how it's played. You have 3 points on the map. There's one to the west, one to the east, and one in the middle. And you take these points, and they're turrets actually, so they start shooting at the other team's ship, which takes damage over time. So it's essentially you start at 600, and it slowly over time, as it deals damage, it counts down. Now, that sounds simple enough, but things that make it a bit more difficult are instead of a normal like respawn timer like all the other maps have, where you just wait until the door opens up and go through. In this type, you instead have a speeder that flies down, and it will land you in the beginning of the game. It will land you in your starting point for the map. Now, if you take the west and east turrets, you'll actually get extra turrets up on the ship. It will take you directly to those turrets. Now, this sounds great for you when you have those turrets, but when you're trying to take the other team's turret and they have a lot of people on them, then you're going to run into the issue of you kill them and they come back too fast because you're still trying to kill someone who's been guarded, or a healer, or a tank, and then you run into the issue of, oh, they're back, and now you have to go kill, you're still fighting them, and you're going to get that turret down. And if they're smart, they'll send still only like 2 people who are just the people who just can defend, and everyone else will go take the other point you aren't defending at that point in time. Because generally when you're attacking something like that, you're going to use at least 5 to 6 of your people, which leaves only 2 points to defend your other point. I personally don't think it's a good idea to go for 3 points in this game type at all, because it's too difficult to keep the number of people that are required on a point in order to do that. But if you can do it and you think you can do it, more power to you. But I gave you an idea of the layout of the map, where things are. Now I'm going to tell you that here's where the buffs are. There's essentially, when you come out of your entrance and you go right or left, there are going to be health buffs right on hills. Knowing where these are, I think, are very essential at times, but at the same time, it's only really when you're attacking a point. When you're defending a point, you don't have time to go get these because you don't want to stray from your point. Now, the expertise buffs, though, are very important where they are placed, because as you see, right now I'm in the middle, and when you actually go up these ramps to the side, they'll actually drop you off onto the basically west or east, and you run to the turret. Right where you drop off is an expertise buff, and on basically in the middle on either side of the ledges, there's going to be an expertise buff. I think it's always, depending on the side, it's always on the right from when you go up. Now, the buffs are very important. I think the expertise buffs are really very important, but as I said, I think these are all only important for the attackers. Oh, before I forget, there is a speed buff in this map type 2. It's if you're going from east to west, you don't want to go all the way around. You're going to take a path that goes underneath the middle, and along that way there is a speed buff that you can pick up. It is undoubtedly, if the other side is being attacked, you want to pick up that speed buff as fast as possible, because you want to go to the side when it's being attacked as possible. Because generally how this game type works is the attackers generally attack 1 point at a time, and they'll put at least 7 people and probably 1 person to defend. You might see 2 people defend. I personally think, once again, you want at least 1 tank, very good for defending, and they can survive long enough for your backup to get to that point. Now, as you just saw, that was the turret that took the speeder that took me down to the turret, and got me to, and essentially it allows you to have infinite reforces there. Now, over to strategy. I personally am I used to be a firm believer. You take middle and east, and you just hold middle and east because they're very easy to counteract. Like, it's just, oh, east is being attacked, everyone just goes for middle east, very short run. Well, issue is getting middle in the beginning of the game is very hard, and if you lose that battle, then you're really going to be at a basically you're just going to be at a downfall there, because it's going to be very hard getting either east or west, whatever they have. It's probably going to have west if it's the Republic. But if you are playing the Republic, then the Sith will have the east. Now, I personally like to get east and west, because if you send a good chunk of your forces west automatically, they'll generally have only sent 1 or 2 people west. That way, you can take that turret, you can kill those people, take that turret right away, and you're going to be good. But what you have to do to really make the strategy work is you have to have, once again, this is why I say you need at least 1 tank. You have to send 1 tank middle just to distract them long enough to where they aren't really going to have the ability to just defer from middle and head over west to really try and defend it. But if they're smart, they will head over west first off, and then you just have to work around it. If they're heading west, there's a lot of them heading west. You gotta figure out how many are in middle, and if it's possible, just go middle instead. At that point, you probably would like to have a couple stealthers, get out of there, head right middle, take middle while they're distracted. You've got to, at all times, be able to know where the enemy is and how to move. Now, what I think is a perfect comp for this one is very similar to the Void Star version, where you have an assassin tank, 2 healers, preferably a marauder, not a marauder, wow, a sorcerer, and I think an operative or mercenary. The second one is very up to you. And then the rest of them is DPS. That's 5 DPS. But I personally think the best DPS for this one is always a sorcerer is always good. Marauder is always nice. And once again, AoEs are very nice on this type because it basically allows you to keep people off of the turret and stop them from taking it. I was hoping to give you a really good version of this game. I did give you an idea of what you have to do in this game, but at the same time, it's a little disappointing that there's 10 people in this match. They used a bug. Our team used a bug, and it kind of got us the win because of it. Though I still think we would have still won either way, because the team was good. They knew what to do. They took east and west, and we held that. And then they also sent someone mid while all the Republic were trying to attack east and take it. Which as I said, I personally don't like trying to take 3 points, but you can. And if you know the other team isn't smart enough to really realize it, or there isn't a lot of like conversation or anything going on between them, then I say take it. That way, even if you do lose a point at that point, you still have 2 points and you're still going to win the game. This game actually is going to end early because of the fact that we have 10 people. Other side is a lot of people on the other side quit because we kind of overpowered them. But yeah, so beyond that strategy, there really isn't much more to this game. Once again, it's unlike Hutball for tanks. I feel this. Well, I can't really say that. Unlike Hutball, it's very easy to get medals. In Hutball, it is easy to get medals if you're not worried about capturing the ball. In this type, you get medals from defending. Like, you literally get medals from defending because you get defensive points for this, for just standing by your nodes and holding them. But anyways, that's my overview. I gave you a basic idea of what you have to do. I'm done. I'm out. I'll see you guys again next video.